Have you guys ever had a constipated fart? Cool, neither have I. I love talking about topics that people don't like to talk about. My life has been shit the last 2.5 years, and if your life has been shit the last 2.5 years, let's talk about it. It's only appropriate that for my first video that I talk about what I know best. Constipation and diarrhea. Constipation, 1, 2. First I want to say I'm no expert. I'll never claim to be an expert about anything ever in my life. So let's clear that out. But if I were to be an expert in anything, this is it. Constipation and diarrhea. If this video isn't for you, don't watch it. I have advanced metastatic breast cancer. It has gone from my breast to my lymph nodes to my liver. I think back to my breast, to my brain, and to my lungs. So basically it's over for me, and I need to make as many videos as possible so that I share the wealth of knowledge. Chemo has caused quite a GI dilemma in my life. And unfortunately, I will be on chemo for the rest of my life because of my stage. I've been on this trial for a little over a year, but I've had diarrhea for 2.5 years. They recommended that I be taking Imodium. Well, when I took Imodium, I was constipated, and I felt way worse being constipated than having the diarrhea. So I was like, look, I can deal with the diarrhea. All of this I have been experimenting with and doing because I don't want to take Imodium. I don't want to take laxatives. I'm trying to preserve my organs as best as I can. I was able to control it with some of these things that I'm about to share with you. So I want to talk about all of the things that have made my life better and that I hope will make somebody else's life better. I want this to help you. I'm going to go off on a tangent with my number one recommendation. If you get diagnosed with cancer from this point forward, you have cancer. The first thing I want you to think of is a bidet. Okay? And for those of you that don't know what a bidet is, it is an attachment. Some people have the entire toilet, but you can buy an attachment. I have a travel bidet, $10 on Amazon. The bidet attachment, $30 on Amazon. The alternative is wet wipes. However, wet wipes are poor for the environment. So we try to avoid wet wipes. Obviously, disposable anything is bad for the environment. So, hey, I have them. I've had to use them, but I try to avoid them at all costs. Sometimes you need them. Sometimes you can't. You don't have the bidet or whatever. I carry wet wipes with me, and it just makes a difference, especially if you have hemorrhoids. Dude, a bidet is all you need. It's all you need for all your problems. When I'm having a shitty day, sit on the bidet. When you are constipated and you need a little bit of stimulation, the bidet has your back. When you are having horrible diarrhea and you start to get hemorrhoids, the bidet has your back. When you are too tired from, I don't know, chemotherapy, the bidet has your back and front. Let me be clear about this. There have been times in my life, specifically in the last 2.5 years, but even before that, where I just physically cannot get myself into the shower. So I get some wet wipes and I put them where it matters. But when in doubt, all that really matters, to be honest, is where the bidet can get you. And it has been a life changer. If you are completely healthy, you still need a bidet. And I'm going to give this analogy and I'll shut up about the bidet. Probably not. I'll probably keep bringing it up. But it's kind of like when you take a quick shower, maybe you even just rinse off, versus when you take that one shower that's like you're just scrubbing every crevice. Maybe you have a hot date. Maybe you're doing it for your own damn self. Maybe you haven't showered in weeks and now you're just getting that one fucking shower that just cleans it all up. The bidet is that shower. Toilet paper is the rinse off. So if I find out that you don't have a bidet attachment in your home, I'm going to judge you. I'm going to try to just see past it. I am continually taking chemo every morning and every night and every 21 days, right in this little puppy. The constipation and diarrhea is not going to stop anytime soon, honey. The supplements, obviously for supplements, you want to make sure if you're on any medications that your doctor is okay with you taking supplements, because they can counteract with a lot of chemotherapies. And I know supplements can also be damaging, but in my opinion, if I could avoid taking any prescriptions, I'm going to try to do that. If I could do it naturally, I'm going to try to do it. There are supplement companies that might be cheaper and have more damaging ingredients. So you want to be very aware of that, what supplements you're using, what brands you're using. Either one, constipation, diarrhea, worth looking into and talking with even a naturopath and your doctor to kind of see what could work for you. I take butyrate, magnesium, calcium. I have this supplement that I take. I take a digestive enzyme, a dairy enzyme, probiotic, prebiotic. If I'm going to have a really big meal, I'll take some digestive enzymes, and they just, instead of like the food going straight through me, I'm able to like go out and eat and not have to be in the restroom for half an hour afterwards. They have been life changers for me. I was having to the point where they withheld my chemo because of how often I was having diarrhea at the very beginning of my trial. And I started taking these supplements, and I went from 5+ times a day to 2 or 3 times a day. And now it's like 1 or 2 times a day. The supplements were game changers. If I continued down the path of being withheld my chemo, I would have been removed from the trial if I didn't stop my diarrhea. So diarrhea can obviously lead to so many issues. Again, delayed chemo, and with delayed chemo gives an opportunity for the cancer to grow. Or adapt or move on, or basically just wreak havoc. So the next one, increasing your water, trying coffee or trying kombucha. I try to drink 90 ounces of water a day. And so if I'm constipated, if my normal is 90, I'm going to try to drink 120. But increasing your water intake is going above what the normal is for you. Number 4, this one might not pertain to you. If I am constipated, or maybe I am just not having as many bowel movements as I would like, I can't eat dairy. Spicy foods really mess me up. A lot of foods mess me up. I just go and eat that food. I go and eat some ice cream that I have just been dying to have when I'm super constipated and I need to use the restroom. I'm like, dairy me up, honey. We going all out today. Let's get that milkshake up in this bitch. And and it's done the trick once or twice in the past. Spicy food is the thing I miss the most in the whole wide world. Right next to my dad, obviously. I miss my dad so much. But dad, you guys are kind of competing. And then obviously increasing fiber foods. Well, a lot of the times people will be like, well, maybe you need to increase your fiber. And I'm like, that's probably true. Or maybe I need to stop taking chemotherapy. So I think a huge difference here is that having diarrhea and constipation, it's not just like all of a sudden my body changed and this is happening to me. It is the chemotherapy that's causing it. I am on a perpetual path that will always have diarrhea and constipation as long as I'm on these medications. And that's okay because I've learned to manage and I'm continuing to learn to manage. If you are on chemo drugs and you haven't tried increasing your fiber or increasing your water intake or going on walks, well, definitely worth a try. The thing that I always want to remind people is like, it's the drug that's causing this. Speaking of going on walks, number 5, walking, exercise, and yoga. The one thing we don't want to do, I mean, when you're on chemo, you're exhausted. The last thing you want to do is exercise or do any physical activity. Like challenging things, like going up the stairs. For me, it's exhausting. But if I need help with my stomach, if I go do something physical, it will help me a lot of the times. But this in particular that I'm about to tell you is potentially life-changing for you. And it is learning to connect your mind to your gut. Just like training your mind to move a muscle. Because you have a lot of muscles in your stomach. You really have to have like this awareness of it. Even though I like constantly have diarrhea, I feel like there's just this stiffness that my stomach likes to just, maybe that's how I handle my stress. And so I really have to learn to just like relax my stomach. Connecting your mind to your stomach, I think, is huge. Last one, manually. No, I'm not sticking my finger up there. That's not where I was going with that. I will be sitting on the toilet, minding my own business. I have had an array of experiences on the toilet. The toilet and I are one. There have been times where I'm like, it's the constant diarrhea is there, but sometimes my stomach is cramping. I feel icky. I don't know what's happening. Do I want to use the bathroom? Do I not want to use the bathroom? And so I will sit there, and if you think about your stomach, if this was your stomach, and your intestines are, going all wrapped up in there. If you just rub on your tummy just a little bit, you don't have to dig around, which sometimes you might need to dig around. But for the most part, if I just put my hands on my stomach, if I fix my posture, if I twist, hold it, and again, with my hands, I'll do it with my fingers. There is an area below the belly button, above the pubic bones. Actually, I'm going to say right above the pubic bone area. I will press and hold it and relax and press. And sometimes I'll hold it for a lot longer and sometimes I'll let go. Every time, like a button, it helps me use the restroom. I highly recommend you try it. Maybe it'll be different for you depending on how your intestines are laid out. Try on the sides as well. Squeeze, push in a little, hold it, and then let go. Help your intestines move that stuff around because maybe sometimes that's all it needs. Meanwhile, I'm trying to do that mind-body connection with my stomach, relaxing my muscles in my gut. Just try it. get back to me. Tell me if it's worked for you. Tell me if any of this worked for you. I really hope it does. I think that's pretty much it. I really hope that I helped you figure your shit out. And if anybody else has any other suggestions, please let me know what's up. Please let the rest of us know what's up. We need to talk about our shitty days more often. And yeah, it is scientifically proven that every time somebody smashes that like or subscribe button, a cancer cell dies. So do me a solid, smash that like and subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys soon.